Disclaimer: the views, opinions, and insinuations made by the host or guests do not reflect those of the show, the management, and the network. Viewer discretion is advised.
Did you know that Outwitting the Devil is actually a reflection of the year and the time and the place it was written? That was actually America in the post-Great Depression moment. It is also a personal account of the life of the author Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill described his life in a state of hypnotic rhythm. Hypnotic rhythm is a state of mental drift where the person is losing control or have lost control of his destiny. It was said that, according to Napoleon Hill, this is the time, this is the season where he have lost control of what's happening in his life. If you miss episode 5, where I talk about the hypnotic rhythm in your life, the stages, please make sure that you watch the episode and learn about the stages of hypnotic rhythm that probably is taking place in your life today. This is Master Coach A, and you are joining me back for episode 6. And today we're going to dive deeper on the life of Napoleon Hill, and we will continue to uncover this 72-year cover-up expose, which we are diving into the same book, Outwitting the Devil. Now, did you know that in July 16, 1926, Napoleon Hill was supposed to be assassinated? It was a failed assassination, but another person very close to Napoleon Hill got assassinated that night. That was actually Donald Mellett. Donald Mellett is actually an editor-in-chief, a crusader, of whom Napoleon Hill said to be investing a lot of time in conversation in view of his series of success books, success materials. It was also said that Mellett during that time have already put up $50,000 for the publications of Napoleon Hill's materials. On that night, Napoleon Hill was supposed to be on his way to the house of the editor-in-chief. For some reason, his car broke down and he was not able to make it to his friend. Of course, history tells us that because he was not able to make it to his friend's house, Napoleon Hill got saved. The friend got assassinated in front of his house, and Napoleon Hill got a lot of death threats following that night. It was said that he was living what he called living death. That was a moment of trauma. That was the moment of turmoil. That was the moment when he was losing himself to what he would call abyss. And he was thinking, should he rise up, continue, bounce back, or just submit to this rhythm? Now, Napoleon Hill also said he encountered a powerful law or supernatural law. He said this supernatural law is even powerful than the law of gravity. He believed that there is a time for greatness. There is also a time for losing. There is a time for you to bounce back, and there is a time for you to just give up. He also said that there are times in your life that you grow rich, and there are also a time in your life that you lose a lot of things. And he said a lot of things about this supernatural law, which, if you may, is also written in the Bible. There is a season and there is a time in everything. Now, it is important to note that following the failed assassination, it was a difficult moment for Napoleon Hill. But he was able to write, finish, and publish Think and Grow Rich. This material went, if we may call for today's conversation or during our time right now, went viral. You probably is one person who have known Napoleon Hill because of the countless of citations about the book Think and Grow Rich. Now, here's the thing. Outwitting the Devil was completed a year after Think and Grow Rich. Think about it. Why would Napoleon Hill continue to publish or intend to publish a book which is kind of contradictory to the first book that really went massively well accepted? When the book was finished in 1938, his wife, his second wife, Anna Lu, during the time, refused for the manuscript to be published. He said that it will not be good for the name of Napoleon Hill. Now, maybe you would ask, why in the world Anna Lu would have so much control or so much have or got to say about the manuscript? Now, here's the thing. Following the 1926 failed assassination, the traumatic experience, the drop in finances because of the Great Depression, Napoleon Hill went to a space where he was bankrupt, and it was Anna Lu who supported Florence, the first wife of Napoleon Hill, and his children. Of course, you would imagine, because of that state, when Anna Lu said it should not be published, it was not published. Now, when Napoleon Hill died in 1970, the manuscript gets into the possession of Anna Lu. Anna Lu kept it for another 14 years, and on his death, on 1984, it was transferred to Charles, who is a nephew of Anna Lu. Now, Charles Johnson was during the time the CEO of Napoleon Hill Foundation. You might probably guess that the book or the manuscript would be published. Not yet. Because, again, same case, same scenario, the wife of Dr. Johnson said no. No. Frankie said no, because she shared the same sentiment of Anna Lu that the manuscript will destroy Napoleon Hill. And so then again, it was kept. It was buried again. Now, on the death of the wife of Dr. Johnson, on the death of Frankie, the manuscript was transferred to Don Green. If you know Don Green is still right now, as this time, the president, the CEO of Napoleon Hill Foundation. And the rest is history. In 2010, the book was ready for release. So that is the 72 years that we are talking. The gap is actually 72 years. And on its 73rd year, 2011, the book was finally out. And since 2011, a lot of people have been reading Outwitting the Devil. And just like Anna Lu have said, maybe thought during the time, it has brought a lot of controversial. Now think about it. Outwitting the Devil, the conversation between Mr. Earthbound, who happens to be Napoleon Hill, and the devil, the inner underground self, the other self who is also Hill. Hill versus Hill is supposed to be the most important material and documentation of Napoleon Hill was kept in secret. And maybe you are one person who have read Think and Grow Rich, you followed Napoleon Hill works, and Outwitting the Devil is out. It is one material, it is one book, it is one piece of literary piece that you don't want to read. Why? Because it is not comfortable. It is not common. It is not usual. If you read Unwitting the Devil, there's a lot of controversial statement. There's a lot of nudging. There's a lot of questions. And in that conversation between Mr. Earthbound and the inner dark devil, the other self, there's a lot of question that challenges the status quo. And maybe that gives justice to the cover-up. As I'm sharing this story with you, can you relate a similar experience of yours where you compromise for your own safety, you compromise for your protection, you compromise for the sake of pleasing the people who supported you growing up, who have given you help when you needed it the most? Or maybe you have suppressed what you want to express because of fear. Whatever is the reason, I'm sure you would agree that you have shared the same experience with Napoleon Hill and with the rest of the many people living today, and also those people that you can find in Sacred Dissonance who have experienced a moment where they have to make a difficult choice. If you have read, if you have downloaded the book, and if you are familiar with the 12 characters, historical characters, you would see, you would realize that that moment of dissonance, that moment of questioning, well, in the book, Outwitting the Devil, is the other self named as the devil. You would agree with me that dissonance is not actually a devil. Your other self is not a devil. Your other self that probably questioning, asking, wanting that authentic expression is not a dark side. It is the side of you that has been buried. It is the side of you that has been forgotten. It is the side of you that is being forced to compromise for the sake of safety, for the sake of being protected. In the course of history, all of this dissonance, all of this moment, these pivotal moments, these moments where you're supposed to be thinking, will I proceed? Will I continue? Will I back off? Will I show off? Who am I? Will I just compromise? All of this season, all of this moment, just like our 12 characters in Sacred Dissonance, what you will find in common would be each of the characters, each of these great men and women who is able to transition and cross borders is simply because they have chosen a time, a moment in history to be in a sacred space. That is exactly the reason why I created the Sacred Sanctuary Getaway. Because now that you have the blueprint, now that you have the map, now that you have the models, now that you have the framework, the first question is, what do you do next? What do you do next? What do you do next? And you probably have answers to that. But the question is, do you have the right space? Do you have the right environment? Do you have the right ecosystem? Do you have what it takes to finally show up and become who you are? Remember, you have buried your gifts. You have buried your authentic version. And maybe you are like Napoleon Hill. That part of you is being called the dark side, the devil, the other self. But you know for sure, something inside of you may not be conforming to the world standard, may not be conforming to your family, maybe not conforming to your own set of expectations. But I'm sure you would agree with me that it's not the devil. It is not the dark side. It is uncomfortable. It is not common, but definitely it's not dark. And with that, I'd like to make this invitation. Take a moment take a moment to reflect, to contemplate, and to finally say yes to yourself. I look forward to your yes. I look forward to your this is me. I look forward to you saying, this is my time to finally show up. Up next, very soon, it's happening, Sacred Sanctuary Getaway. This is a lifetime, once-in-a-lifetime experience of you awakening the gifts that has been once buried. More of this on episode 7 when I return. Thank you so much, and I hope that as you get more and more expose of the story behind the outwitting the devil, you will say yes to yourself, even if people will say that that other self of yours is dark. I hope and pray that you will receive in your heart that that other self is a version of yourself wanting to be expressed truthfully, wanting to be expressed without condition, wanting to be expressed so that you can become who God created you to become. This is Master Coach A, and I'll see you for our final episode 7.